Hi, it's Jackie at Little York Plantation. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about the brains and the driving force behind Glad Time Farm Market and how we spent our first winter. So you're probably thinking, Glad Time Farm Market? I thought we were talking about Little York Plantation. But before we were Little York Plantation, we were Glad Time Farm Market. The Underwood family had owned and operated a dairy farm and a roadside stand called Glad Time Farm Market. And in the negotiations, Dick had negotiated that we would be able to keep that name. Mrs. Underwood had started the roadside stand some 35 to 40 years before we came here. And she loved flowers, and especially her passion was gladiolas. So in the early days, she had raised hundreds of gladiolas and sold them at the market out front, and hence the name Glad Time Farm Market. So Dick was focused on preparing for the upcoming season, and he would teach school each day. He'd come home at night, and he'd work on planning the crops that we would grow. I had no idea what a roadside market entailed, but it seemed to be intuitive to him. So it was exciting to me, but I lacked the skills. Even though I had grown up with what I thought was a farm background, this whole planning thing was out of my league. And he was working out every detail. And I was grateful that he was a planner. And my Mr. Biology teacher knew what we'd have to do, where we'd plant the crops, when we'd plant them, just everything. So to this day, he continues to amaze me about his planning abilities. So tomorrow I'll tell you what the first spring meant to us and how the city girl became a farmhand. Thanks for listening.